Okay guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to make an online graph. Okay, as you see on the screen, this is my chart. Now I made up these numbers. You're going to use your numbers from the lab. Do not use my numbers. Use the numbers that you have taken down and recorded from the lab. Okay, so use your data. Don't use my data. I'm going to use this as an example to show you the steps for making an online graph. Now, what you want to do is make sure the cursor, which is this blinking right here, is underneath the chart. Once it's underneath the chart, you're going to go to Insert, and you're going to scroll down to Chart, and then click on Line. So again, Insert, Chart, Line. And once you click it, you're going to see that a brand new chart, a line graph is going to appear right below it. Now, we need to edit this. We need to put our data in to change this. So what we're going to do is we're going to click once, and this is going to highlight the graph. And the top right corner, you're going to see these three little dots where it says Linked Chart Options. We're going to click it and then click on Open Source. Once you click on Open Source, this is going to open up a Google Sheets tab. On here, we are going to input our data. Okay, so I'm going to move this over. Now, as you can see, there's no numbers here. Do not forget, in class, I told you two golden rules. Golden rule number one, always scroll up. So if you see, when I scroll up, you're going to see, oh, there's all your data. Also, make sure that it says 1A. If you look here in the top left corner, it says 1A. That means you're all the way to the left and you're all the way up. And this is where you're going to input your data. Do not go side to side. Okay, make sure you're not somewhere else and make sure you're not down. Always scroll up to the top left corner. Golden rule number two, do not delete anything. Unless you're 100% sure that you are not going to need any information, do not delete it. Because if you delete it, it's going to unlink it from the graph and that's going to cause more issues. Now, what we're going to start doing now is I'm going to start inputting my data. So instead of period 1, because period 1 is line 1, what I'm going to write is on my chart. So if I look at my chart, I want this, least resistant bacteria green. So I'm going to come back here and I'm going to type in least resistant bacteria green. And then hit enter. If you did it correctly, you see right here, it changed on the graph. Okay? Then what I like to do is I like to wrap my text. So I'm going to make the column a little bit wider. And then I'm going to come over here where it says text wrapping, and I'm going to click on wrap. But I did something wrong. I have to make sure I highlight what I want to wrap. So I'm going to highlight this, and I'm going to try it again. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go hit wrap, and boom, that's going to give me my text wrapping. Okay? And then instead of period 2, I'm going to go to my next one. It says resistant bacteria blue. So I'm going to type in, remember, do not hit delete. All you're doing is you're clicking the box that you want to type in, and then just start typing. Resistant bacteria blue. Again, do not delete button. Just click and replace the data. Once you hit enter, if you did it right, this will change. And again, I'm going to wrap this. So I'm going to put over here, click the wrap button, and make the column just a little bit wider so it all fits on 2 rows. Then the next one, I'm going to put extremely resistant, because if you look at our graph, extremely resistant bacteria is the next one. So I'm going to put extremely resistant bacteria orange, and hit enter. And then I'm going to wrap this as well, and then move this over. And the final one is going to be total, because we have to do the total. So I'm going to come over here, put total, and hit enter. Now, instead of team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4, I have to put a different x-axis. I got to put more, I got to put my data, okay? I got to put my data, so the data underneath is right here, these toss numbers, right? But the toss numbers, remember, they're just a representation. They don't really mean toss numbers, because in the real world, we're not going to toss dice. In the real world, these numbers on the side right here represent the days, right? Because you have to take your medication every day. So we have 1 through 8, but we also have initial. Don't forget initial. So instead of initial, we're going to put 0. So I'm going to put 0, enter, 1, enter, 2, enter, 3, enter, 4, enter, 5, enter, 6, enter, 7, enter, 8, enter. Do not hit the delete button. Okay, do not hit the delete button, only replace. Okay, so we have the x-axis complete, and as you can see, if you did it right, the numbers on the bottom change, and the graph's going to look different. Now we need to input our data. So for least resistant bacteria, we have to put our numbers in, 13, 9, 5, and then all zeros. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to type in my numbers, 13, 9, 5, 0, enter, 0, enter, 0, enter, 0, enter, 0, enter, 0, enter. Do not put my numbers in. Put your numbers, the numbers that you got from your data, from your lab, okay? Don't use my numbers. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the blue. I'll start 6, 7, 8, 9, and then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'm going to type in. Remember, do not hit delete. Just click the box, replace the data, enter, 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 enter. So if you did this part right, you'll see that the graph has changed, okay? Next, we're going to go to extremely resistant. So it's 1 through 9. Again, your numbers will be different. Do not put my numbers in. Put your numbers in. Look at your chart. And then the final one is total. So 20, 18, 16, 13, 10. So 20, 18, 16, 13, 10, 12, 14, 16, and then 18. So these are my numbers. But as you can see from the graph, there's only 2 lines, so we got to add 2 more lines. So how do we do that? There's 2 ways to do that. You can highlight the graph like this, and you'll see these 3 little lines right here, 3 little dots, 3 little dots. So let's try it again. So you will click the chart, and then you will see the 3 dots on the top right corner. Once you click it, there'll be an edit chart button. Okay, so you can click that, or if you want, you can just double click the chart itself, and then you'll have the chart editor pop up. Now, make sure at the top, right here, at the top, it's at setup. Once you're at setup, you're going to scroll down. And when you scroll down, you're going to see series. So it says series right here. Series stands for the lines, okay? It's talking about the lines. And you can see we have both the lines right here. We need to add 2 more lines. So what are we going to do? We're going to click on Add Series, and then it's going to ask you, okay, which one do you want me to add? The computer's asking you which one you want me to add. So we want to add the extremely resistant bacteria. So I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to do it again, Add Series, and then I'm going to add the total. And then you'll see all 4 of my lines are up here, okay? And that's a good job so far if you can do that. All right, next, what we're going to need to do is we have to title everything. So obviously, we're not going to have points scored. Points scored is not the title of our lab, right? So if you look in our textbook on page 5, it's going to say the number of harmful bacteria. That's the title of our chart. So I'm going to double click the point scored, and automatically you're going to see right here the customize. It changed to customize, and it opened up to the chart title. So once you double click it, it's going to open up, and now we're going to type in number of harmful bacteria in your body. Okay, and then boom, it'll also pop up right here. Now, I don't like the way this looks. I'm going to add a little embellishment to it. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but it always looks nice. So again, I'm going to double click to make sure it's highlighted. I'm going to make sure it's bold, and then I'm just going to change the color. I'm also going to make it centered, and boom, I'm done. Okay? However, we're not done with the chart just yet. This is not worthy of 100. So we need to add the horizontal axis title on the bottom and the vertical axis title. So the horizontal, so if you come over here where it says chart title on the right, we're going to click horizontal axis title. And then remember we said 2, 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So these numbers, these toss numbers, what do they actually mean? They actually represent days, right? So in real life, when you're taking medication, they represent days. So we're going to put days, and then it'll pop up right here on the bottom. I'm going to make it a little bold so it's easier to see, and that's good enough for me. Then I'm going to go to the vertical axis title. So I'm going to click on vertical axis title so I can put the title here on the side. So these numbers 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, what do they represent? They represent the number of harmful bacteria. So I'm going to type in number of harmful bacteria. And then it'll just pop up here on the side. I'm going to make it bold, and then I'm done with that. Now, if you were to submit this, you would get 100, no problem. But don't forget, you have to go back to the Google Doc, and then if you see here, nothing happened. It's still the same. So just click it, and then once you click it and highlight it, you're going to see the update button. So all you have to do is click update, and then you will see everything that you did appear. Now, if you submit this, you would get 100. You did everything. All the minimum required elements for a line graph are present, so you would be okay. However, if you want to take this a step further and make it look more professional, what you can do is very simple. You can go to here, the chart editor, go to customize, and then scroll down to where it says series. If you scroll down to where it says series, then we can see here, apply to all series. So that's all the lines. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to put some data labels. So this way, now the numbers I have written down appear on my chart. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick individual lines. And I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to make this a nice green color. And I'm going to make this a dotted line. And I'm going to add some circles so you can see where the points are. And then I'm going to go to my resistant bacteria blue. And I'm going to change this to like a blue color. And maybe no, not a dotted line. Let's do like a dash dotted line. And I'll add some triangles. So this way, I'll know where those are. It's easier on the eye. Extremely resistant bacteria will go to orange. And I feel like this one could just be like a regular long dash. And I'll put some squares. And then finally, I'm going to do my total. And this one, I'll just leave it alone. I won't even change it. But I'll bake some diamonds. Or if you want, you can do stars or pentagons, hexagons, whatever you like. Totally up to you. The point is, you can customize this and make this look as nice as you want. And then again, when you go back, hit the update button, and boom, you're done. So on my Google Doc, I have my chart, and I have my line graph. Now, where do you submit it? You have to go to Google Classroom. An assignment, okay? Just click it. There'll be a submission. You can submit the link. Make sure that when you submit the link that it's not locked. See, it says private only to me. Don't make it private. Make sure that you change the setting to, anyone with the link or Cliffside Park School District. If it's private, I can't see it. I can't give you a grade. So if you're going to share the link, make sure that it's not on private. And this is how you make your online graph. Once you submitted it, you're good to go. I'll take care of the rest. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or see me in class, and we could always discuss this together. Have a good day.